As of recording this, 175 million Americans are in the crosshairs of a major winter storm that's set to arrive this weekend. And I can tell y'all just from what I'm seeing where I live, it's kind of starting to remind me of the 2021 Texas ice storm. Like we just had some rain, temperatures are set to steadily drop over the next few days, and then we should have freezing rain and snow this weekend. And that's kind of similar to what we had then. And any time that we have a major storm headed our way, it's always a good idea to do some last minute preparations. A lot of things that we'll talk about today are going to be things that you can just do around the house. They don't really cost any money. You're not going to have to go and order a bunch of crap off of Amazon that may or may not get here in time, but there might be a couple of things that we talk about today that you do want to pick up locally. But one thing that we can all do is just go ahead and charge any batteries that we plan on using. Start with nickel metal hydride AA, AAA D cells if you have any of those. Power tool batteries, I went ahead and did that last night. Also, USB battery banks that you could use to charge your phone, flashlight, other small devices. And then also charge up anything that has an internal battery. Like I have my emergency radio back here. I have a couple of GMRS radios. I went ahead and I topped those off too. Then if you have a solar generator, go ahead and plug that in. Make sure it's topped off and ready to go, because there's absolutely no sense in having a big honking power bank and starting a power outage at 50% and then having to depend on your panels pretty much right away. Just go ahead and get a good running start with that. But don't forget about other devices like laptops. Even if you're not planning on doing a whole bunch of work during the full-on winter apocalypse, those can still be used to recharge smaller devices, and the larger ones have some pretty substantial batteries on them. After that, go ahead and top off any gas cans or propane tanks that you have. If you have an exchange tank that's getting pretty empty, just go ahead and swap that out. But if you own your own tanks, take them to an actual propane dealer and have them top those off. And then also keep an eye on your gas tank. The general rule is for preppers, don't let your gas tank go below half full. But for right now, go ahead and keep an eye on it. Keep it topped off for as long as you can, because even if you're not planning on getting out in the snow and stuff, like most of the time we just stay put, you can still use your vehicle as sort of a generator, at least to charge small electronics. Then do an inventory of your other preps so that you know what you have and you also know where everything is. And for this, start with food. Go through it, make sure there's no holes. Like I know me and my family, we're probably going to want some more snacks than what we have right now. I mean, we're good with beans and rice and all the basic crap, but if we're going to be trapped at home for a few days, I'm going to want a little bit more than that. Also, if you have some water containers that you haven't cleaned out and filled back up in a little while, go ahead and take care of that. If you need bottled water, do that now, because stores like grocery stores, Walmart, all of those are going to get increasingly worse the closer that we get to this thing. So probably be best to do it today if you haven't done it already. Then take out your blankets and run them through the washing machine, because even if they've been in some sort of cabinet, anything that sits on a shelf for a long period of time is going to get dusty and nasty, and you want to have clean stuff ready to go when the power goes out. Also, go ahead and dig your heaters out, any fuel that you would plan on using with those, and then fire extinguishers are a big one. If you're going to be using those heaters, candles, oil lamps, anything like that, you need to have those fire extinguishers somewhere accessible that you can get to very quickly. Then also just kind of some housekeeping stuff. If you have a grill, just take a tarp, cover that up so that if it comes time to use it for cooking, you're not going to have to brush a bunch of snow off of it. You can just rip that tarp off. And then the same thing goes for a car too, because if you're planning on getting out in this, putting a tarp on it might save you a little bit of work, at least over something like the windshield. I mean, you're probably not going to cover the whole thing, and even if you did, that could get incredibly heavy getting all that snow off of there. So just cover up things like your windshield, your back windows, so that you can get to business a little bit quicker. Then be sure you know where your winter preparedness tools are. Those can include utility shutoff tools for your water in case there's a burst pipe. You can go ahead and take care of that. And then also snow shovels or any other tool that you might need to use if there's a bunch of snow and ice. Then as this thing gets closer, if it's starting to look like it's going to be really, really bad, fill up your bathtub, fill up any other containers that you have with water, because one thing that can happen with this is water mains burst, water treatment facilities go offline, and you could either be under a boil water notice or not have any water at all for several days at a time. But doing that will let you add a ton of water to your storage, even if it's just for things like flushing toilets, doing laundry, stuff like that. Then if you have pets, especially those that stay outside most of the time, go ahead and get a plan ready for them and also a place for them to stay. And one very important thing to do right now is to test out any gear that you would rely on during a power outage. The most critical is probably any fuel-based generators. Those tend to sit in your garage doing jack squat for months at a time, and you don't want to figure out that it doesn't work when the power's out and you're snowed in. So just drag that outside, turn it on, run it for a little while, and if there's any issues, go ahead and take care of it. Then also your heaters, the pilot light on those, especially like little buddy heaters, can get clogged. Run that, be sure that that's all good to go. Then smoke alarms are another critical piece of equipment. Go ahead and test those, and if you have any that their batteries are getting pretty old, just change them out. Then if you plan on using things like oil lamps, hurricane lanterns, anything like that, just clean them up. They've probably been gathering dust for a while. Trim the wick, and that way, as soon as you need them, then you can light them up and go. But one thing that a lot of people don't even think about when it comes to situations like these is taking care of basic housekeeping, stuff like laundry and dishes, because if you lose power or you lose water for days on end, you don't want to be stuck in the same dirty clothes for that long or having the crap in your sink festering forever. That's just disgusting. So go through your laundry, prioritize things like blankets, cold weather clothing, find anything that you would need, and then also just run a few loads of dishes. And then if you have the trash service running sometime between now and then, this is a very good time to do a mega load in your trash can. So anything that's been building up clutter-wise, go ahead and do your best to stuff as much of that in there as you possibly can. And if you're low on heavy-duty contractor bags, you might want to go pick some of those up, because if you're snowed in and the trash service isn't running for a while, then you're going to want something to contain your household garbage that's pretty sturdy. It's going to hold up well if you have to hold on to it for a few days longer than what you normally would. And one thing that I'm probably going to do sometime in the next couple of days is clean out my fridge. And the reason for that is, if we lose power, I don't want to have a bunch of science experiments growing in my fridge for days on end. And then when everything turns back on, opening that thing up, and it smells like something out of an episode of CSI or some mess like that, that'd be terrible. So if you have anything in your fridge that you know you're not going to eat, like those 3-week-old leftovers that are starting to grow their own shag carpeting, go ahead and toss those, because if the power goes out, it's only going to be downhill from there. Then just kind of some stuff outside of your house. If you have salt for your driveway, closer that we get to this, go ahead and put that where it needs to be. And if you're like me and your driveway is on basically a big incline, be smart with where you park your car. Like me, I'm going to park closer to the top of my driveway, even though I'm not planning on getting out a whole lot. If I do have to go somewhere, I don't want to have to be slipping and sliding backing out of a driveway and then risk running back into my house. That would be terrible. Also, take care of your pipes. Put those little foam covers over any outdoor spigots. If you have pipes running along the exterior of your home and you have the ability to turn off water to those, then do that and drain them, because if there's no water in the pipes, then they can't burst. Then when temperatures do drop, which it looks like they are going to, go ahead, open up the cabinet doors underneath your sink, also anywhere near things like your washing machine, especially those that are kind of adjacent to or on an exterior wall. That way the heat from inside of your house will do at least a little bit to help prevent those from freezing. And if you have any exposed pipes anywhere, then even if you can't find pipe insulation, if you have any pool noodles lying around the house, then you can wrap them with those. They'll do at least a little bit of good. If you know that you have any leaky doors or windows, if you can't fix it the right way with caulk or weather strip, if you have any extra towels lying around the house, just roll those up, stick them where they need to be, and that'll at least be a little bit of protection. But then one thing that you can do, especially if you don't have a way to cook if the power goes out, is make an alcohol stove. And I showed how to do that in a Prepper Hacks video a while back, and if you want to check that out, then click here. Thank y'all for stopping by. Y'all have a good one.